Did you know that the first word a person says to you reveals his true intentions? What you will learn in the next few minutes is used by intelligence officers in the most dangerous missions to uncover spies and traitors, and you will use it to protect yourself from the dangerous people in your life. Today, I will share secrets I learned from investigation and intelligence experts, secrets that were forbidden to the public for decades. But before I begin, if you want to know more of these secrets, click the subscribe button now, support us, and click like, because what you will learn today is just the beginning. Now, let's start with a true story that will change your view of words forever in 2018. There was an intelligence officer named Mark working on one of the most dangerous covert operations. His mission was seemingly simple: to discover the double agent within his team. The problem was that he had 3 suspects, all of whom were experts in concealing the truth. He had to quickly discover the traitor before vital information leaked, jeopardizing the entire operation. In an emergency meeting that brought the 3 together in one room, he asked one simple question: "I want a quick report from you on the current situation." The first said, "Of course, sir. The situation is completely stable." The second said, "Frankly, there are some challenges." The third said, "Okay, I'll explain the situation to you in detail in just 30 seconds. Mark knew exactly who the traitor was, how the secret was in the first word each of them said, revealing the first secret. The first secret in revealing a traitor is what is called in intelligence science the false confidence index. When a person is a traitor or is hiding something, his subconscious tries to compensate for this feeling of guilt by showing excessive confidence in his first words. The first person in our story said, "Of course, sir. This word is, of course, a big red flag." Why? Because an honest person doesn't need to emphasize their words in this excessive way. The word "of course" indicates that the person is trying to convince you and himself of the truth of what he is saying. An honest person will directly say the situation is stable or the situation is good. He will not add unnecessary words of affirmation, but this is just the first indicator. There are other, deeper secrets. The second secret, the pattern of honesty. The second secret is the pattern of direct honesty. The second person in our story said, "Frankly, there are some challenges." This is the normal pattern for an honest person. Why? First, he used the word frankly. This doesn't mean he is emphasizing his honesty, but rather that he wants to be clear with you. Second, he admitted to having problems. A traitorous person will not do this because he is trying to hide the truth, while an honest person will tell the truth, even if it is uncomfortable. Third, he used the word "some." This indicates precision in expression and lack of exaggeration. A traitor will either say everything wonderful or everything bad. He will not be accurate in his assessment, but how do we distinguish between honesty and professional deception? This is what we will learn in the third secret. The third secret, the trap of deception that occupies the shelf. The third person in our story said, Okay, let me explain the situation to you in detail. This seems normal. Aris also made a big mistake. This is the professional traitor. The secret is in the word okay. This word is called in intelligence the delay indicator. The person needs extra time to coordinate their lie. When you ask an honest person, they will answer directly. When you ask a traitor, they will need an extra second to organize their thoughts. This is what the word okay reveals. But more dangerous than that is the sentence. Let me explain to you in detail. Do you know why this sentence is dangerous? It is because the professional traitor tries to drown you in details to distract you from the original question. This is what is called the information flooding tactic. An honest person will answer your question directly and then give you additional details. If you ask, the traitor will try to give you details you did not request to hide his lie. The application, the first practical application. Now let's apply what we have learned to real-life situations. The first situation, you suspect that your colleague is talking badly about you with the manager. You ask him, have you spoken to the manager about me recently? If he says, of course not, this is a red flag. The word of course not is a sign of diarrhea, excessive denial. If he says, no, we have not spoken about you, this is honest. Mostly an answer, directly, without exaggeration. If he says, okay, we talked about work in general, this is a professional traitor trying to manipulate situation too. You suspect that your friend is hiding something important from you. You ask him, is there something you want to tell me? If he says, of course not, everything is normal, this is a big red flag. If he says, no, why are you asking? This is normal. Curiosity is an honest reaction. If he says, let me think, there might be something, but it's not necessarily betrayal, but be careful. There is a common mistake that most people make when applying these techniques. The important warning: avoid common mistakes. The biggest mistake is relying on only one indicator to judge a person. Remember the person. He may use the word of course because it's a linguistic habit, not because he's a traitor. He may say okay because he's thinking of an accurate answer, not because he's arranging his lie. Therefore, intelligence experts use what is called the 3 indicators rule. You must see at least 3 warning signs before you suspect a person. Indicator 1. The first word, of course, definitely okay. Indicator 2. The tone of voice is too high or too low. Indicator 3. Body language, avoiding gaze, excessive hand movement, changing sitting position. And there's an additional secret that I haven't told you yet. Secret, it's used by the world's most dangerous interrogators. The 4th technique is the deadly silence. After the person answers your question, don't speak, stay silent for 5 to 7 seconds. Why? This is very effective. An honest person will naturally tolerate the silence or ask, is there something else? A disloyal person will feel the pressure and start talking again, and here he will reveal himself. A real example from Mark's story after the third person answered. Okay, let me explain in detail. Mark was silent for 6 seconds. The result, the man started talking again. I mean, the situation is kind of tense. There are things I don't know if I should say. This second hesitation completely exposed his lie. An honest person won't back down or doubt himself in this way. Indeed, Mark later discovered that this man was a double agent leaking information to the enemy. Reading beyond words now, I'll teach you more advanced techniques used by professional intelligence experts. The first technique is the time indicator. When you ask a specific question, calculate the time between your question and the person's answer, which is less than 1 second. He answered,